Hello everybody, welcome back. Welcome to the United Stand. It's the start of a new Premier League season. Where will we be at the end of May? So much hope, some fears. Where is that hope going to go? Maybe it disappears. But tonight we start at the Theatre of Dreams. We're playing Fulham. Let's have it. Manchester United opening the Premier League. Where have you been? It doesn't seem that long ago, does it? But then it seems an eternity. Manchester United are back. Let's hope Manchester United are back with 3 points. There are some interesting bits of news on the team news there. We'll get that paused for you now, and we will go through that, of course. Massive game for Manchester United. Nothing changes. We have to win this game of football. No two ways about it. Manchester United taking on Fulham. And a massive game, an absolutely massive game as well. As you can see, the Manchester United side is not including De Ligt, but does include Mazraoui. Look, I think we need to take a deep breath. We need to take a deep breath here because there are a couple of things about that team that I just don't agree with. I don't agree, and I don't want to be a hypocrite, but I also don't want to be negative. Like I did say, if Garnacho doesn't start this game with Ahmad, it's an absolute disgrace. And Garnacho's not starting this game. I don't know what to say other than we need to win this game and just hope that it rights itself over the next few weeks. Garnacho should not be on the bench for Manchester United. I will die on that hill. He shouldn't. And, you know, people can say maybe his fitness isn't right. That's the only excuse there is. But on the other hand, Martinez returned the same day as Garnacho, he starts. Bruno Fernandes returned the same day as Garnacho, he starts. And Dalot returned the same day as Garnacho and he starts. Garnacho came off the bench last week and scored the only goal in the game and was brilliant. I don't know the reason Garnacho's not playing. It can't be because he's third choice, but it could be because he's third choice. I choose to believe it's because his fitness is not where Ten Hag wants it to be. And I think it's the same for De Ligt as well. Surely neither player is playing because Ten Hag is valuing fitness over talent. Because De Ligt should be starting over Maguire and Garnacho should be starting over Mount, in my opinion, with Rashford playing centrally and Garnacho playing on the left. But you can only choose an 11 players. And I'm just going to assume this is based on fitness and assume that over the next few weeks, the wrongs will right themselves in the sense that Manchester United will have the right sort of players in the team. I think it's really interesting how we play tonight. I mean, naturally, I want to get into, there's so much to unpack before the game and we've only got half an hour to do it. But I do think there are some interesting, ways to observe how we might play. I look at that team and I think we'll play a deep line and we'll counter-attack with the pace of Ahmad and Rashford. With the ball in behind and a deep line with Harry Maguire. I think naturally that will happen. But on the other hand, we might get surprised. And I think the fullbacks will be very important with Mazraoui. There's an obsession with the 4-2-4 press. I don't even think it is a 4-2 press. There are so many people in the chat talking about Gary Neville and De Ligt. I feel like we've almost got some breaking news here. So Jack says, Gary Neville just said De Ligt doesn't allow United to play a high line. Also, Dazzo says, Gary Neville just said can't play a high line with De Ligt. I mean, I will do it. I will do it because this is what we do. But that's what you're paying your subscription for. You know, these experts who respect Wikipedia page, Premier League titles, they don't have a bloody clue about football. And this is why they won't sit down and have a conversation with people who do, because they'll get sat down. Imagine if I was sat or stood on Sky Sports with Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher and they went, De Ligt can't play a high line. I could answer that after 20 pints and still be coherent and say, you've never watched Ajax, Juventus, the Dutch or Bayern Munich play in your life, have you? In fact, you've never watched De Ligt play in your life, have you? Well, we haven't. I can't believe you've said on national TV you can't play a high line with De Ligt. You absolute prime A Wally. You've said that on national TV. Sky should bloody sack you on the spot. That is absolutely incredible. That's as bad as Souness saying De Ligt's bloody lightweight. Gary Neville, has he said that, or is that troll? Have I been trolled? That can't be true. If he has said that, that's what you lot hold up as good football opinion. That's what you hold up as good football opinion. That's what you put yourself in the gutter for. That's what you look up to. I've said it to you for years. Why do you? I watched Carragher with Ten Hag before the game, basically licking his boots. Last season, he was hopping around on Monday Night Football with his white trainers going, I found out why Man United is so rubbish because they're playing a deep line. You know, they don't know what they're talking about. The season ends, they go on holiday. They're not watching football. De Ligt can't play a high line. It's the whole fucking point. We bought him, lads. It's the whole origin of his career at Ajax. Was playing out from the back with a high line. Bayern Munich tried to play football like Barcelona. They always have. Bayern Munich, possession-wise, plays Man City off the park a year and a half ago. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's absolutely shockingly shit analysis of football on the English Premier mainstream outlet for football. It's like saying Rodri can't pass. Or Erling Haaland can't score. It's awful. It's awful. Anyway, back to it. I've said my piece. I look at that United side. It's not what I want, but it doesn't really... it's not really... You know, I don't have the information as to why De Ligt's not starting and Mazraoui is. And I don't have the information as to why Garnacho's not starting and Mount is. But... You know, it's a little bit disappointing. I mean, look, I hold my hands up. I've got to be very quiet because Seb's in the next room. You know, seeing Harry Maguire starting for Manchester United in 2024 is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Footy King, a member for 30 months. Pires says, let's not rush players to injury. The 11 is solid. And midfield bench looks ridiculously weak. It's scary, says Akshay. Keane and Neville both think United in time will be a back five, says Robert McCormack. How much do you want to bet? Got congratulations from my bosses for a presentation. Bought some edibles. Watching United stand. Perfect Friday. Whatever the result, glad to see United back, says Andre. I like the positivity. Jack said he did actually say it. Mark, like you, I was a big Eric In fan, but if he picks the wrong team and it blows up in his face, then he can only blame himself, says Martin. I think if he's putting Garnacho on the bench in September, then he's got a problem. But I think for now, I would give it benefit of the doubt. How are we going to counter-attack against the low block? This stinks of a 0-0, says Trey. Gary Neville, what the fuck, says Jack D. 2024 and Maguire starting game week 1. I'm convinced he's Voldemort at this point. Never dies. Comes back harder to beat. Also, Garnacho not starting is pathetic, says Thomas. Davin says, I think Garnacho will be more impactful from the bench. He's super talented, no doubt, but we need some players to come off the bench. No, I'm going to jump in on this. We are not redefining Garnacho as a fucking bench option. I will resist this. I don't really care. It's all about opinion. I'll put up with it this week, but we're not redefining Garnacho as a fucking bench option. The last 2 years, the amount of times he's got us out of trouble, he doesn't go to the bench for Rashford. Fuck off. Never in a million years. No way. That's not happening. And I'm never going to be okay with that. Never going to be okay with that. Hi Mark, love the channel. I can't believe we're favourites United. We need to start De Ligt and Garnacho. I can't speak, says Sraj. My granny fancies you, says Playboy. Just shows you, as people get older, they still keep their taste. Are you ready, says Clarence. If I'm Maguire, I'd never leave, says Vagabond. Devastated, look forward to this game all week, says Jay. Oh, come on, get your positivity up. Could be 3-0 up after half an hour. Mark Neville said, I've done that. Mark Neville said, De Ligt is not mobile or quick and will struggle to play higher line with him. His punditry is awful. You know what? I suppose when you're that rich and you've got Sky Sports by the balls and you can do what you like, you can talk shit. You don't even need to do your research. Hi Mark, Sancho not in the squad. Is he gone? We're going to talk about that, Leo. And Jax, we've done that one. Don't care about Slabad starting. Watch Ahmad have a banger of a game. So excited to see him play, says Mitchell. Well, it will be interesting to see. I think the fullbacks are key in this game. I think the fullbacks decide this game, and it's going to be very interesting to see who plays left back and who plays right back. Because Mazraoui could play right back, and De Ligt could play left back. I'm glad Martinez is playing left centre back, by the way. Can't get my head around the fact that Rashford starts over Garnacho, and how does Maguire start over De Ligt? It can only be fitness. That's the only way I'm justifying it. I mean, it could be that they've been dropped for those two players, but it can only be fitness in Maguire and De Ligt's case. It can't be. It can't be anything else. Let's go United. Super excited for the season, says Karan. New season, new aspirations, new players. Whatever happens this season, it's so good to have United back, says Henry T. Gary Neville saying with De Ligt, we won't be able to play a high line. Has he ever seen him play, says Alec. I mean, just, he's damaged himself on the first game of the season, hasn't he, with that? And the stupid thing is, he's got H on that channel who's really good at analysing football. You're not going to use your employees. Fucking hell. Hi, Mark. Hope you're well and family and got you back and love it, says Daniel. I think you need to take into account that Garnacho didn't really have a pre-season, says Jason. Saul, welcome to Members Club. Thanks for getting your badge in. Really appreciate that. So Harry and Sir Marcus start. Garnacho and De Ligt on the bench. Wow. Hope that won't cost us. I can't speak, says Desiree. I love the channel. Let's go, says Liam. How do you feel about the back four, says John? Well, it's not the back four I would want, but, you know, I'm just saying that it must be down to fitness. James is fuming with the lineup. And hello, Marky. Go Fulham, says Bryce. Liam Vernon's a new member. And Akiki is a new member as well. Thank you. We've got nearly 40,000 watching already. And we're still 20 minutes away from the start of the game. Please do subscribe, by the way. We are on the road to 2 million this year. So get involved. Subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. You're very, very welcome. That also reminds me of the link in the description. You've got to get yourself on this. We're going to talk about Sancho. We're going to talk about Casemiro. But get yourself on this. Man United isn't one of the Super Six this week, which is fortunate because you've still got time to play. Links in the description. Scan the QR code. Super Six is back and we have worked with them to bring you a United Stand Super Six League. Each week, 6 Premier League fixtures. Predict the scores, score points on how many you get right. You could be winning each week and across the season in our league. We've got a £100 prize giveaway every week for the person who finishes top. 6 Premier League games. Man United, Fulham isn't one of them. It all kicks off tomorrow with the 3 o'clock games, not Ipswich, Liverpool. So you've got time to get involved. Links in the description. Scan the QR code. Give it a go. And of course, the big thing is if you play Super 6 this weekend, get yourself in the United Stand League with the code UTD-S6. But in the general game, they've got a whopping £2 million giveaway to the winner. It's free to play. Play against the United Stand, code UTD-S6. Play in our league every week, but play the game. £2 million giveaway, free to play. Test your skill against me and everyone else. Big shout out, Super 6. We're really excited to have that in the game. I've played the game. Okay, let's talk about a couple of other things. I do want to talk about Jadon Sancho, but I was thinking about this. I was watching the fan forum with Mords and Ricky and Beth. There's a lot of talk about the team. And a lot of people are talking about the team. But I still think there's not enough talk about Casemiro. I actually think Casemiro is massive in this game. Now, mixed opinion in the game at Wembley, but if he has a bad game, we will lose. Forget Maguire, forget Rashford. If Casemiro has a bad game, we will lose. And he had a lot of bad games last year. We're trying to buy Agate. Have people forgotten just how bad Casemiro was last year? So he has to have a good game today. And you know what worries me? Everybody gets so excited about the start of the Premier League season. What about VAR? What about red cards? That guy is a walking red card, in my opinion. If he gets sent off and we lose today because we've got 10 men, he's got to have a good game. He's got to have a good game. And it wasn't just when he was centre-back. He was shit all season, mate. Stop rewriting history. He's got to be better this season. GSS says Casemiro hate is not good. It's not hate, mate. Grow up or you will never succeed in life. Stop being a blame shifter. Stop saying it's hate. He was fucking shit last season. Shit at the end of the season. Slow in the midfield. He's got to play better. Simple as that. We're Manchester United. He's on 350k a week. If you're going to make excuses for somebody who's supposedly one of the best holding midfielders in the world on 350k a week, he's got to play better. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's shit now. I'm not saying he's going to play shit. I'm just saying if he plays bad today, we won't win. He's very important and nobody is talking about him. There's no one else who can play his role. We've got nobody on the bench who can do his role. He's got to play well today. And what I'm saying is, Forget last season. Forget last week. He's very important to United tonight, next week, and Liverpool. And we need a decent Casemiro. So I'm hoping he's going to have a good game. Ten Hag must think Rashford is going to kick on again if he's throwing him in first game. Also, Xerxes better get some game time, says Kobe. My family and I love you, Mark. Can't imagine a game without United stand. Thank you, and let's get a win. Thank you very much, Xander. Big shout out to your family. Swedish mainstream slagging Ten Hag off for his signings, says Jims. Why? Lewis, thanks for your super chat. What's your prediction, says Maxud? I can't remember what I predicted in this game. I think I'm going to stick with 2-0, but you just don't know. Sometimes, remember when we beat Chelsea 4-0 and they were better than us? You just don't know opening day. Critter, welcome to the Members Club. You're a legend. If you want to get involved in the membership, click the memberships, join, get your badge in. Let's go United. Thanks for a great show, says Jason. Let's forget about team selection and win the game. 14 minutes to go. Mark, I'm absolutely popping with excitement, says Benners. Best pre-season in years, and I think it's thanks to United Stand community for reigniting my daily love of United. No Sancho, says Triggers. We're talking about that next. Ollie Anthony, welcome to the Members Club. Xerxes needs to come on today. All the best, Mark, says Dawid. Trey has jinxed us already, says Ash. Neville joined NBCSN for Sunday games. A more global audience to hear his shite, says Philip. Elijah, welcome to the Members Club. Well, Gary Neville's trying to conquer America. It's well known in the industry. So, unlucky America. What does Ten Hag have to do this season to not get sacked, if anything at all? Keep winning, Eden. Clay, welcome to Members Club. James says, good day, Mark. Really excited to see Delit play, but we don't always get what you want, so let's get behind Maguire in the ball. Oh, 100%. 100%. You know, Harry Maguire's wearing a Man United shirt. Marcus Rashford's wearing a Man United shirt. Mason Mount's wearing a Man United shirt. Whoever you've got a problem with, they're wearing a Man United shirt. Look, if you've got a problem with the team, just get this in your head. This is what I think. You know, one, it's probably to do with fitness. Two, don't take any negativity into this because there's poisonous shits waiting for us to lose. Journalists, phone-ins, media. We've got to win tonight. We've got to win. And you know, if Rashford scores a hat-trick and Maguire scores 2, what's negative about that? We just got to win. You know, you're telling me Harry Maguire's going to keep Delit out of the team for the next few weeks. It's not going to happen. You're telling me Garnacho's going to be sat on the bench for the next few weeks. Come on. Lay the gauntlet down. Let's win tonight and work forward. Problem with the lineup is the subs are already predictable. Garnacho for Ahmad, McTominay for Mount, or Mainu and possibly Delit for Maguire. Yeah, vacation. I mean, yeah, look. Somebody said it in the chat. I can't ignore it. They said, you said, if he doesn't pick Garnacho and Ahmad, you're going to call him out as favouritism. I know what I said, but I honestly don't want to be negative before the start of a season. And also, the fact that he's not picked Delit means it's about fitness. So maybe it's about fitness with Garnacho. But, you know, Garnacho was brilliant in that last 20 minutes against Man City. Why would you not start him unless he's not fully fit? That's the only thing I can think of. I bet Ten Hag will win another trophy this season, says Cyber. And welcome to Members Club, Nemo. Really appreciate that. Let's talk about Jadon Sancho then. So again, I think that, you know, it's a big topic, Jadon Sancho not being in the team. What are your thoughts? But I put this on Twitter and I agree with it. I don't think it's anything more sinister than what I expected. And look, I'm not up for saying I told you so. I told you so. But when you've been in the game long enough, and when I say in the game, watching the game, this doesn't surprise me. I like pre-season, but when the real season starts, there's only so many places on the bench. And, you know, Anthony's on the bench. Eriksen's on the bench, McTominay's on the bench, Xerxes on the bench, and Garnacho's on the bench. So how do you find a place on the bench for Jadon Sancho? Jadon Sancho is the 5th choice winger and he's the 5th. He's the 5th choice winger behind Anthony, Rashford, Garnacho and Ahmad. And he's the 5th choice number 10 behind Bruno, Mount, Xerxes and McTominay. It's not a shock that he's not on the bench. And it doesn't mean there's been a fallout. Now, I'm sure Sancho, quite rightly, is absolutely gutted. But this is where he was starting from. I mentioned this on the US tour. People were saying, oh, the Wonder Boy's back. And I said, The problem is he's starting from so far behind. Even if he shook hand with Ten Hag and it's, clean slate, even on a clean slate, he's starting from so far down. He needs injury. He needs weeks and weeks of good performance in training just to work his way up. He's number 5 choice for number 10 and the wing. And therefore, there's no place on the bench because everyone's fit. I don't think it's sinister. I don't think it's a surprise. I agree with somebody saying he should be on the bench instead of Anthony or McTominay. Completely agree. I think Sancho's a better 10 than McTominay. And I think he's probably a better winger than Anthony. But it's not like it's a surprise that Anthony and McTominay are ahead of Sancho because they are players, rightly or wrongly, who Ten Hag values. So Jadon Sancho is just so far behind. And that's why I said in the summer, it's all right saying the star boy's back, but how's he going to get back involved for the start of this season? It's a long way back. And look, by Christmas, he might be starting games for Man United. But at the moment, I'd have been surprised if he was on the bench because he's coming from so far behind. So I don't see it as a major issue, really. Super 6 on the telly. Super 6, United stand. UTD-S6, get in our league. We've got prizes every week. Predict 6 scores in the Premier League. We're really excited. Get involved. Free to play. On Sancho, he can't just say it's Ten Hag. He has to prove it to Ruud too. That's his first team leader. He can't complain right now. No, he can't. And it might be a bit of a test, SK. If Sancho wants to stay, I would leave him on the bench today. You've got to test him. You've got to leave him on the bench and see how he reacts to it. I agree. Andy Kane, thanks very much for your super chat. Why isn't he starting Garnacho? It's a disgrace, says George. Who scores tonight, says the Wheelbarrow. I'm trying to think of my fantasy Premier League team, and I think I've got Rashford in it. And I'm jinxed straight away. Fucking hell. My fantasy Premier League team has got Garnacho and De Ligt in it. Fucking hell. That's just how first game of the season, you're fucked. I'm pretty sure my fantasy Premier League team, and you're probably playing in the leagues I'm in, I'm pretty sure I did. My team has got, here it is, Pickford, Barco, Saliba, De Ligt, Jota, Garnacho, Rashford, Gordon, Isak, Solanke, Haaland. I guarantee you De Ligt will come on for 10 minutes and Garnacho will come on as well. So I'm not even going to get to use my bench. So yeah, that's a bit of a bad start really for me. Anyway. Mark, it's my mum's birthday today, says Joseph. We watch the channel religiously, talk every day about Mark and the United stand. Can you wish my mum, Cheryl, a happy birthday? Appreciate you, says Joseph. Happy birthday, Cheryl. Hope you have a good day and I hope it's a Man United win. To be fair, this is a far better bench than last season, says the Inquisition. I mean, I think the best thing about United's bench last season was the wood in the bench, wasn't it? I mean, it was a crap first team most weeks, let alone the bench. You failed to mention that bar playing with Dyer, De Ligt has always been the slowest centre-back and at times the slowest defender in the back four at his other clubs, hence why they can't play a high line, hence why they can play a high line. OG, if you want to research football, then you better come in with better than that. 1, De Ligt's not slow, so I don't know what you're talking about. And 2, being slow doesn't mean you can't play a high line. It's about football intelligence, it's about IQ, it's about positional sense, it's about reading the game, but he ain't slow anyway. I mean, I despair at the lack of knowledge that, so-called best pundits in the UK have. I'd be embarrassed if I was Gary Neville tonight, to be honest with you. De Ligt, everybody knows De Ligt because he was an 18, 19-year-old winning the title with Ajax, doing a speech. He was one of the best centre-backs in the world. He was more than Lenny Oro. We all knew who De Ligt was when he went to Juventus because we were getting linked to him. And he was playing for Ajax. He played against Ajax. He played for Ajax against us in the Europa League final when Mourinho was here. He played in that semi-final against Spurs. If you've not seen De Ligt play, maybe you're about 9 years old and you were too young. I refuse to think that there is an excuse not to have seen De Ligt at Ajax. You might have dipped when he was at Juventus. You might have dipped when he was at Bayern. But if you haven't seen him play when he was at Ajax, I'd be stunned because everyone was watching that Ajax side. And we played that bloody Ajax side in the final in the Europa League. But the season they got to the semi-final, loads of people were watching the Ajax side. He was in that team playing a high line. So to say he's slow and he can't play a high line, he's fucking incredible. It's incredible. Unfortunately, Onana has me terrified, says Chris. We've not even spoken about Onana. On Sancho, he can't say he's just, I've done that one. Andy Kane, thank you. George says, why isn't he starting Garnacho? We've done that one. Who scores tonight? Rashford and Maguire starting is criminal, says Paul Mai. Yep. Evening, Mark. Martin Tyler versus Peter Jury. I don't listen to either, Termo. I'm interacting with you lot. Players are in the tunnel, the new tunnel. Rashford already plays as if he has nothing to prove. These undeserved starts do not help. Did Sancho ask to be left out for FC 25 early release? Says Sean O'Rourke. I mean, I think at the moment Sancho's probably leaving, so he might have been left out because of that. Harry Maguire looks like a kid at Christmas. He can't believe it, can he? He'd be sat there going 190k a week, all these centre-backs being bought, and I'm still starting for United. England call up, here we go. Morning, Mark, let's go, says Family Channel. How are we feeling today about the game? Any expectations or worries? Smith Rowe is Fulham's bread and butter. They need to keep him away, says Mikey. If Gary talks any more shite, I'm lamping him, says Kobe. Massimo, welcome to Members Club. Maguire's knee slide celebration for Seb, says Angel Bomb. And Brandon Pitt, welcome to Members Club. Thank you to all the members for getting involved. Absolute legends. We have got the players coming out to the tunnel, so let's get ready to go there with that. Okay, players walk out onto the pitch. What a feeling. What a feeling to see Manchester United here walking out onto the pitch. Look, last season, first game of the season against Wolves, it was flatter than a worm's tit. It was really flat. But this season, let's see what we can do. Mazraoui, the only player making a debut who's a new signing. Everyone else we've seen before. That's an interesting point, isn't it? Rashford, Ahmad, Martinez, they're all players that we've seen before who need to kick on. I mean, look, we've not spoken about Mason Mount. What's your thoughts on Mason Mount? I think very lucky. Very, 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 very lucky to be starting this game of football. I really, really do. I'm here for it, but I think he's really lucky. He's grabbed the opportunity. He's had a full pre-season. Ten Hag does seem to have rewarded a lot of players who were there in pre-season, hasn't he? So Ahmad had a good pre-season, Mount had a good pre-season, Rashford had a good pre-season. So, you know, they've got to deliver. They've got to deliver. And we've said many a time, where does Mason Mount fit into a starting Man United lineup? And here he is in a starting Man United lineup. Just very quickly on Fulham, there's their team there. But Leno, Robinson's a good player. Bassi, Diop, Tete, Pereira, Lukic, Iwobi, Smith Rowe. Adama Traore does play. Muniz as well. No place. I was trying to think. Didn't they buy a centre back? I can't pronounce his name. George Cuenca. I think they bought him from Villarreal. He's on the bench. Obviously, they don't have Tosin or Palhinha anymore. Both of those have left. I think they hopefully, you know, some people have Fulham down as a bit of a dark horse this season. I think there's a vulnerability to Fulham. I think they'll be comfortably in the bottom half. Do you think Xerxes and Dillit will come on in the second half, says Edward V? I'm so excited, says Jeremy. And has Rashford got a start clause? I'm confused, says Fairway 5. I think with Dillit, it's difficult to bring him on because if you're losing, do you bring a centre-back on if you're losing 1-0? And if you're winning 1-0, do you bring a new centre-back on? I think it's easier to bring a striker on or a winger, but it's harder to bring a centre-back on. Do you think Xerxes and Dillit will come on in the second half? Thank you, Edward V. Okay. Well, look, we're about ready to go here. It might be slightly late with the kickoff because the players have only just come onto the pitch, although it looks like we're ready to go for 8 o'clock. Exciting. Make sure you smash a like on the video, by the way, and please do subscribe. There's Mazraoui for you. We're only 100 subscribers away from 916,000. And remember, this season, we are on a very big push trying to get to 2 million subscribers, which would be massive. So get involved with the United Stand, live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. And don't forget, player ratings is back in the second half. You can do your player ratings on our website where you mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, star for your man of the match. And in our player ratings match reaction, I'll give my scores and it will do yours aggregated. It's back. It's exciting. Football's back. It's exciting. But we need to win. We have to win this game of football. I'm not going to say anything else. You know, if you're away at the Etihad, maybe the demand to win the game is a little bit different. But at home, first game of the season, Brighton away next week, who I think could be a difficult game. Liverpool is our next home game, game 3. You've got to look at this fixture and go, by hook or by crook, we must win. And here we are ready to go. They take the knee. And they blow the whistle. And the Premier League season is a go. We're up and running, everybody. Let's see. So United, with this 4-2-4 that everyone talks about, which I don't think it is a 4-2-4. I really don't. But Mainoo's in there fast into Rashford and straight in on the tackle. But Casemiro's ball over the top. I think Rashford's offside here. I think he's offside. Yeah. I think he's miles offside. Remember that last season? I was talking about this the other day, why Man United don't score goals. We are very, 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 very high for goals conceded. The timer is up and running. Sorry, we've had a bit of a change with the layout of stuff. So the timer was underneath the layer there. Thank you very much, everyone in the chat. Finally, the Prem is back, says Florian. And when we get in the second book, I enjoyed the first one, says Juan. Thank you very much for your support on that. PSG put out a weak side and won, so maybe United can as well, says Elephant. And I don't understand how Mazraoui is ready to start, but De Ligt isn't. Also, Garnacho must to be dropped for Rashford is undeserved, says 90 Stephen. Robert McCormack says the Rashford hate in the chat is boring, says Robert. I've not seen any, mate. But here we go. Here's Ahmad. Look how deep this defensive line is. That is a deep defensive line. You can look how deep it is. That's deep. Keep an eye on the line. Keep an eye on the defensive line. I mean, Maguire's halfway into our own half, and we've got the ball. Yeah, I don't want to see this season. I really don't. I want to see us pushing up the pitch. Look how Maguire's basically holding hands with an Arna here. Get up the fucking pitch. Press him. Thanks for all the super chats, by the way. Appreciate that. Welcome to all the new members. You can do that by clicking the join button. United just knocking the ball around here at the moment, but we're really being pinned back. Anana's nice, but Mazraoui's playing at right back, by the way. First little look at him. How tall is Mazraoui? Because he might just be thin, but he does look quite tall for a fullback, which is a positive. But Fulham just slowing the game down a little bit here. They won't want Man United to start off with a chance. Obviously at Old Trafford, they'll want to try and keep the, subdue the start of the season. Could do with a couple of shots here in the first few minutes. Here's Ahmad. Nice little layoff into Mainoo. Now Rashford, bit of space on the left-hand side. Can't be really putting crosses in today. Not really anyone who's going to get on the end of it. Nice to see United keeping a bit of possession here, but then it's a misplaced pass by Casemiro. We should win this back, though. No, we've given a foul away. Giving a foul away there. Without them players, the Betis full of 18 team, your old player. I don't know what you're talking about, Calvin. Don't make any sense. What did he say? Calvin said, without them players, the Betis full of 18-year-old players. Yeah, still don't make any sense, does it? Fulham got the ball here. Of course, one of the positives is if we're not winning 4-0 at half-time and we're struggling a little bit, we have got a lot of options from the bench that can make a difference, whether that is Garnacho, whether that is... I mean, look, actually, De Ligt coming on would make a big difference because you'd push that line higher. Look how deep this line is. Dropping off. Playing very deep in the first few minutes here. almost defending the edge of our box, just dropping very deep. Look at Maguire and Martinez there on the left of your screen. Look at it. We're just literally Look, we can't do this against Fulham. We can't do this against Fulham. I said it in the preview. I want that line higher. Fulham put more crosses into the box than anybody else in the Premier League last season. The worst thing you can do, I mean, having Maguire in the team is quite good because he's good in the air. But if you play deep, you're inviting them to get further up the pitch and put a cross in. You can't put a cross in from the halfway line. Great says, calm down, Mark. Mate, if you want to go, go. I'm watching a game of football like I've been doing for 10 years, and I'm talking to you about the position of the team. We all watch football. Even in the ground, people don't sit there sucking their thumb. They're talking to their mates. They're talking to their family members about how we're set up and what we're doing. If you don't get it, then go and watch something else. But we know Fulham like to put crosses in the box. I don't like how we're dropping off. There's no reason not to push up a little bit more. First 10 minutes at Old Trafford, come on. Go on, Onana. Good catch. Come on, move it, move. Right, here's Mazraoui. But then again, I did say when the team news came out, if I had to predict how we'd play, it would be deep, looking to counter. And, that will be a familiar style of play to some of these players, so maybe that's what we're going to try and do. Floyd Wright says, Mark, we are back, buddy. Congratulations on the book and nothing but gratitude here today. Thanks, Floyd. Hope you're doing well. Just says Fulham were second best in crosses. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't realise that that doesn't change the point, does it? Fulham still put a hell of a lot of crosses into the box, but they were second. Sorry. The point's not relevant anymore then because they don't put a lot of crosses in. Here's Adama, quick on the break, and straight past Martinez like he's not there. Into the box, cut back. Good tackle, Mazraoui. God, I felt like it was last season. It was like fucking deja vu. It was like deja vu there. I thought the cutback was going to be on. There was loads of white shirts. Casemiro nowhere to be seen. Mazraoui, brilliant cover tackle there. Bloody hell. Hi, Mark. I'm ready to let United dictate my mood for the upcoming weekend. Still enjoying the content and really like the book, says Cohen. Thank you very much, mate. The referees have to inform the Premier League about which team they support. This is not good for Michael Oliver, who supports and gets paid by you-know-who. What do you think, Mark? Says Howard. Thank you very much. It was very, very good covering from Mazraoui there because Adama Traore is quick and fast, and he left Martinez for standing. Cut inside. 3 Fulham players running into the edge of the box. You could just see a cutback and a bottom corner finish. And thankfully, Mazraoui tucked in and made the block. But it's all Fulham here at the moment. Adama Traore shoots over the bar. I think Rashford's going to have to help Dalot here. And Dalot needs to shout at him a little bit. Because, not on this chance, but Fulham like to get their fullbacks forward. Fulham are energetic. Fulham work hard. But they're all about getting their fullbacks forward and putting crosses into the box. And basically that means that Ahmad's great tackle that by Mazraoui. Ahmad and Rashford are going to have to help the fullbacks out. If we're going to play a deep line, then they're going to have to cut. They're going to have to help out. Good play by Mainu down the left-hand side, but he's made a good pass there, but Rashford's not kept hold of it. Cheers to a successful season, says Marco. What matches are you covering on That's Football, says Connor? I'm doing 3 tomorrow. Ipswich, Liverpool, Arsenal, Wolves, and then Villa, West. Well, I might not do any if we don't win. Don't really understand the lineup, but then again, I'm not the manager, says Adri. I think it must just be about fitness levels, mate. Must be. But it's early days. Look, we'd all love to start off with the Old Trafford crowd roaring as we create chance after chance after chance. But every game Martinez gets done, says Robert. I mean, I think that's a bit harsh, Robert. He basically didn't play last season. So, you live up the arse of people like Maguire and McTominay who play every week and play shit most weeks. He's played, what, 9 minutes of the Premier League season and you're saying every game he gets done, and you moan about agenda. Like, Martinez is a very important player. He got skinned by like a banana, 100%. We can say that, but come on. But look, I think that cutback chance, one of the things you might have missed on the cutback was that where was the midfield again? We'll probably not finish top 4 without Shaw, says Nathan. And hi, Mark. Listening to your live stream on the car on the way to Cheltenham. God, I've missed your dulcet tones. Welcome back, says Connor. Don't really, thank you very much. Get your thoughts in. Get your thoughts in. And please do subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner. We are now only 50 away from 916,000. So get involved. New season, new start. But a little bit of familiarity, if I'm being kind, in the first few minutes. And Fulham growing in confidence. Got to score first. Remember that from last season. Got to score first. For all the Dutch obsession, no Dutch in the starting 11, says Anant. And Joshua says, Casemiro is the biggest liability in our team by a mile. Well, you know, even before the game, people were telling me that it's hate if you criticise Casemiro. If I speak. Ditto's loving the press from Maguire. Joe says it's coaching because Fulham look better disciplined. Well, look, you know, Robert's in the chat. I've seen him talking about Martinez. He's absolutely correct. We do need to see a better style of football from United. I mean, I like this. We're on the halfway line. Martinez is pushing forward. Maguire's on the halfway line and we've got the ball. That's what I like to see. I mean, it's pitiful the amount of times we've gone down the right-hand side in the first 10 minutes. 8% compared to 65% down the left. We haven't got a fucking left back. You know, you've got Ahmad on the right, our best player in pre-season, a natural right back in Mazraoui, and we're 65% going down the left. Good play by Mainu. Here's Ahmad. Get Ahmad on the ball. I'm telling you. Here he goes. 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 Penalty. Give it. Give it. Give it. Give it. Give it. Give it. You friggin' idiot. It's so obvious. Oh, here we go. 12 minutes in. VAR's back. VAR's back. About as bloody useful as a dog trying to open a can of tuna. This ref is fucking useless. Already. And Anana makes a great save. Shot from the edge of the box by Fulham. Oh my God. He's going to check it because that's a penalty. That is a stonewall penalty. Absolute. Here we go. Here we go. Watch this. VAR's back already. 12 minutes. Stonewall. Maybe not. No, it's a bit soft. It's soft. It's soft. That's not a penalty. It's not. It's not like watching a dog try to open a can of tuna. It's like a person with a can opener. He got it right. Look, when I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. That wasn't a penalty. It looked like it. Hello? It looked like it. It did look like it. It did look like it, and we are the United stand, and we are allowed to be red-tinted glasses. It looks stonewall. Ahmad has tried it on there. I'm never going to moan about that. You know, he's had a go. It's not a penalty for me. Love the book. Mentions of your granddad as well, says Bartley. Thank you, mate. Tom Bailey as well. Thanks for your super chats. So, actually, we're all moaning about the penalty, but that was a bloody good save from Onana, and it was a good shot by Fulham, who are the better team here. I mean, have we looked at the stats so far? I'd say we've probably got better. Here's Rashford down the left, and he's done all right, but they've doubled up on him. He's won a free kick. 56% possession for Fulham. Oh, it's not looking good, Brev. I thought we'd had more possession. Are we playing counter-attacking football at home? Somebody said in the chat. Jack says, I can't be arsed with Gary Neville, delete bias. I'll roast him tomorrow morning. He's another one, isn't he? So Scholes, Ferdinand, Zaha, Mullenstein, and now Neville, all going in on De Ligt before he's even kicked a fucking ball. And these are meant to be United fans. Fuck off. It's disgusting. Bruno, a waste as false nine. Need to get him involved, says Nick. I think you're right. I think Mount and Bruno, I feel a bit sorry for in the first 15 minutes because they're cancelling each other out. But this is a good chance to whip a cross in. I mean, Harry Maguire over the top. I think we were all offside there. I think they were all offside. What are your thoughts anyway, everybody? 50,000 watching. Absolute legends. We're all offside there, aren't we? We're all offside there, aren't we? I don't know. I don't know. Where's my pen? I need to take some notes here. They were all miles offside there. Man United, and look, Fulham like to put crosses in the box. Man United are offside a lot. Saying he's too slow already, they're disgusting, Mark, says Jack. I mean, how can you say De Ligt's slow when you've got Harry Maguire? Here we go. I'll tell you he's not slow. Adama Traore, he's fast. And Martinez does very, very well there. I want to see apologies from Robert McCormack. Good defending by Martinez. I've played the game, says Nick Perry. And look what happens when you attack down the right, though. Into the box, looking dangerous. We need to get Ahmad on the ball more. Great point, Gowdy. Eden says, what does Ten Hag see in this lineup? It's outrageous. Not picking Xerxes. Why? I just don't think he's ready. Just football. Xerxes clearly not ready, you know? Here's Mazraoui into Ahmad. Nice little 1-2. Nicely into Mount. Get Mount and Bruno on the ball. Good tackle, but we've won it back. Good play, Ahmad. Mainu goes wide to Rashford. I mean, this is never going to work with Rashford. They double up on him all the time. What's that? I think he's looking for Bruno, but Bruno's gone down way before that pass. It's 5 a.m. here, says John. It's comforting to know this isn't our best team on the field. Need some energy already, says John. Yeah, give us your thoughts first few minutes. Mazraoui must be about 6 foot. Here we go. Mainu. Oh, good tackle, good tackle, good tackle. And now Fulham pass Casemiro out the game. Mason Mount probably going to get booked. Yeah. Casemiro is absolutely dreadful. That's why Mount gets booked. If you watch that back, Casemiro, like a bag of cement, just gets bypassed. And Mount has to make the recovery time. I mean, to be fair, I'm not going to criticise Mason Mount there because time and time again last season we saw that and they're running at our back four. Here we go, Casemiro. Oh, what a shit pass that was. We've got a 3v3, Casemiro. Come on, take some care with the ball. Mark, I just came back from holiday in Greece and feel like crap returning to reality. Any tips on how to keep hope with the post-vacation blues? I think when you come back from Constantine, when you come back from holiday, you've got to keep the holiday going for a couple of nights. Get yourself out for a meal, a few drinks with friends. Otherwise, it can be quite disappointing. Here's a Wobie. Lovely ball. Oh, just Robinson. Good covering, though. Martinez did do well there, says Robert. He was offside. He was offside. What do you think is going wrong, Mark? Sandeep says we need a CDM, a proper CDM. Need someone to control the pace of the game. I think that, honestly, in this first, how long? 18 minutes. Only had 18 minutes. I think, look, I could write a book on that first 18 minutes because there's so many things from last season that haven't been solved. We're going down the left-hand side too much, and they're doubling up on Rashford. Mount and Bruno are cancelling each other out. They're working hard, but they're cancelling each other out. It doesn't work. We're not getting the ball wide enough right, where Mazraoui and Ahmad have looked quite good when we've used it. Maguire and Martinez are playing too deep. The gap between the attack and the defence is massive. So when Fulham get the ball, they're just going past Casemiro like he's not there. Yeah. What I would like to see is a United backline that pushes forward closer to Casemiro, closes the space. That's a lovely ball by Martinez. And he should not be shooting from there, Bruno. That's a waste. Absolute waste. But yeah, it's similar problems to last year. The defensive line is so deep. The attacking line is trying to press. Void in the midfield. Casemiro hasn't got the legs. And it's only Mainu and Casemiro in there because Bruno and Mount are sort of look a bit confused to me. So obviously you could change that. But, you know, I mean, look, I'm not saying Collier's better than Casemiro. That's ridiculous. But you could do with better legs in that midfield. HPN's just ordered the book. Looking forward to your watch along on That's Football. Thanks, pal. Thanks for tuning in. Has Rashi beat anyone for pace since his injury, says Eric. I don't buy into this Rashford slow thing. Doesn't this game remind you of Wolves last season, says Gaming Bunker? Look, I hoped we'd play well, but I'm not surprised that it's been a bit hard because I think people overhype expectation. The most important thing is that we win. We need Bruno in the midfield, says Dion. I agree. Watching Casemiro stroll around casually and being cavalier with the ball has made me lose all respect for him, says James. The midfield looks so overrun when we get forward, says Ollie. Right, here we go. Here we go. Ahmad, get him on the ball. Here he goes. Into the box. Oh, he's left the ball behind. Good interception by Mainu. This is what you want to do. Win the ball high up the pitch. Oh, nearly. Ahmad looking for Rashford. And, oh, here we go. Down the right-hand side. Where's Adama? Look how deep Maguire is. Fucking hell, mate. Look how deep Maguire is. I mean, he's going to win that header, but he's 10 metres behind everybody else. We're inviting the cross because we're playing so deep. Go on, Ahmad. All that hype for the same story as last year. I think Ten Hag's persistence for Rashford and Casemiro will be his downfall. Yeah, but his persistence with Casemiro is because we haven't got Agate, Adaraj. It's not like, you know, who else would you play? You've got to... We can moan about Casemiro, we can praise Casemiro, but who else would you play? There's nobody else. Amrabat's not here. In the FA Cup final, he played Amrabat. Amrabat's not here. He wants Agate. Agate's not here. Like, as much as Casemiro is risky, there is nobody else. So I don't really blame Ten Hag for that. There isn't anybody else. You can't put anybody else in that position. Because even if you think Casemiro is not that good, anybody else who plays that role is probably going to be worse. You can't play Eriksen there. Mainu's wasted there. McTominay can't do it. We don't have Amrabat. Collier's not ready for it. I mean, that's a good ball by Casemiro. Have a shot, Bruno. Oh, good tackle by Fulham on the edge. Pereira. Good pressing. I like the press from Mainu. I've enjoyed the press from Mainu high up the pitch. Good tackle. Good tackle. I've missed this a lot, brother. Great community, and let's hope for a great season, says Tamba. Josh, welcome to Members Club. Appreciate that. 22 minutes. I think Mainu's probably been one of our better players here. Yeah. I mean, there might not be that many positives, but I think the way that Mainu is really pressing high up, it's making it hard for Fulham to play out. Thoughts on Mazraoui so far, says Sean. I think for a player that's not played that much football, he's been steady, yeah. I completely missed why Mark now stands, says Bartley. Oh, mate, I don't like sitting down watching football. I never have. So you've had 10 years of me sitting down, whereas now I get to move around a bit. I won't stand for the whole lot because my back will get bad. I think it's Sancho as backup for his mate Rashford so he doesn't complain. Then the two youngsters on the right to stay competitive, says Mike. Well, that can't be the case. Otherwise, he'd be on the bench. Max, thank you very much for your super chat. Are you doing a watch along for Liverpool, says Eden. Yeah. Unless I retire because Fulham beat us. I mean, I might just quit everything if we lose tonight. I can't go through it again. Only positive is we're still level, says William. Well, you might not be happy with it, but I don't think Fulham deserve to be winning. They've not had a good chance. They had a shot from distance. We've not created anything yet, but that's a yellow card. That's a yellow card. Bassey on Mount. Yeah, definitely. Good decision by the ref. To be fair, the ref's got a lot right. I thought it was a penalty on Ahmad, but it wasn't. And both the yellow cards I can't really complain about. Casemiro is wandering forward too much. Also, lack of strikers means no crosses, says Dan. We're struggling to create chances. I don't think the Mount and Bruno thing is working, really. I think it might be a step ahead of where we're actually at. Pep can do it. Arteta can do it. Liverpool can probably do it. You can play without a natural striker. I don't think we're ready for it. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think we're ready to be playing that. I mean, we struggle with the style of play, let alone trying to play something intelligent. I think Fulham are finding it very easy to play against Mount and Bruno. That doesn't mean we can't score goals, but Mazraoui with the cross into the box. It's a very good cross, and Rashford, I thought he was going to win that. He had every right to win it. I think he might have won it. I just don't think he got any direction on it. But it was a lovely cross by Mazraoui. It was perfect. Edge of the box. Have a shot, Casemiro, have a shot. No. Over the bar. Ronnie's Gaming Channel, thanks for being a member for 19 months. Great to be back. Good to see you, Mark, says Tom. Tom, thank you. Jack says, Gary just said the injuries could be training. Is Gary Neville is Gary Neville Ten Hag out then now? He's criticised De Ligt. He's criticising the injuries. I mean, at the end of last season, he was saying stick with De Ligt. Stick with Ten Hag. He needs to make subs at half-time, says Steve. No, he doesn't. I don't think we need to make subs at half-time at the moment. We're not even halfway through the half. That's 4 loose passes from Casemiro, says Lee. And looking forward to a new season. Hopefully we can close the deal with Agate. We've been so slow in the build-up, says Patrick. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Here we go. De Ligt. Nice little interchange in between Delo, sorry, not De Ligt, and Rashford's not going to get a foul for that, I'm afraid. Probably was a foul, but you don't get him. Used to see it on Martial all the time. A technical foul by Fulham. Don't get away with it. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, about 10 away from 916,000. Thanks for getting involved, as usual. I think Fulham, I mean, we're not the Fulham stand. The Fulham surely have a fan channel, I don't know. But they'll be relatively happy with their start to this game. You're playing away from home, first game of the season. And the opposition are, 75,000. Could be an intimidating atmosphere. Terrible kick out by Leno. It's got to be a goal. Bruno, great save. Oh, God, that was a gimme. It was a bloody gimme. Leno with a horrible kick out. Casemiro gives it to Bruno one-on-one, and he goes for some outside of the foot finish. You'd have put money on Bruno scoring there. And he should have scored there. It was a big chance. Best chance of the game. I'd need to see it back. Ashley said Gary Neville had the chance to comment and Shaw said nothing. Well, he won't do, will he? He's probably got him on WhatsApp. It's an English player. Call it what it is. Bias. This game will give Sir Jim a kick to sign Agate, says Sam. So glad football is back. I'd rather steal a 1-0 win every week than have no football, says Vol. New Premier League season starts. Man United already has an injury crisis, says Super Sub. And such a waste with Bruno at false 9. Also, Maguire must be the luckiest player in history, says Mike Mate. So I see here Rashford cutting inside, gives it to Mazraoui, who creatively I've quite liked so far, although that's a bad pass. I've jinxed him there, and that'll be a foul. Casemiro. Ross McRae, Magician, says, Gary Neville, United can't hide behind injuries again this season. If it happens again, there's something wrong with recruitment or training sessions. Gary's in a really good mood, isn't he? I mean, has he said anything positive about United yet? We're still playing after 30th minute. We can't press with Casemiro, says Georgie. Thank you very much. That's that Bruno chance. Yeah, I don't think that's the right finish there. I don't think outside of your foot finish there was what you needed to do. Hit it hard with your laces or place it with the instep. ESPN did a bit yesterday on whether Pochettino will lead the US team for United. Agenda against Ten Hag is unbelievable, says Wackass. De Ligt and McTominay on at half-time, says Simon. And Mason seems in the mood, says Franklin. Here he is. Good. Oh, no, he's lost it now. You see, you've jinxed him. And nearly in behind Maguire there, but Onana's quick off his line. 30 minutes. United have had the last few shots on goal, so maybe there's a bit of momentum coming our way. Here's Mainu. See, the gap between the defence and the attack is fucking huge again. Can you see? Look at where Rashford is. Look at where Maguire is. It's half a pitch length. I don't want to be calling this stuff out because we're here to watch football and enjoy it. But the gap between Maguire and the last attacker it's nearly the length. It's more than half the pitch. You're never going to play good football playing like that. It's just never going to work. You can't have that much space between your players. Mainu again with another high press tackle. How many times has he done that? I'd love to know how many high up the pitch interceptions we've seen from Mainu this game. Impressive. Martinez stepping out from the back. Nice ball into Delo. Got to use Rashford there. Whip the cross in. Whip the cross in. Oh, no. Well, I say whip the cross in to who? He has whipped the cross in. Oh. That cross would have been perfect because it was going to be on Bruno's head, who's not the biggest. Better. He seems to be having a bit of a better phase of possession at the moment. Same old Rashford, no physical or mental toughness as Hockham. Is Ahmad playing, says Eugene. Jake Carney, thanks for your super stage. Omal says, I'm battling stage 4 cancer, but Man United on the pitch is what I needed. Let's go, Man United. Love the bookmark. Mate, best of luck to you. All the love to you as well. And obviously wishing you all the best on that battle. And thanks for sharing that with us, mate. Do we sense a goal coming for United here? Fulham just sitting in a little bit. Mazraoui, bit unlucky with the pass, but it finds its way to Bruno. Oh, trying to get it to Rashford, but it ends up with Leno. I'll be mad if Diallo doesn't start every game, says Kyle. Amir wants Xerxes on already. I mean, I've got to say, there is a method to that madness, but there is a madness to it that you've never seen him play in a Man United shirt and you want him on after 33 minutes. But shiny new toys make people excited. I don't think Mount's done particularly bad. I just don't think he suits the system. Casemiro there, good press high up the pitch. We really need a striker, says George. That's what I was trying to say. I don't think Mount's done bad, but you'd sacrifice him for a striker because you're never going to take Bruno off, are you? So I think Mount's done okay. He's put a lot of work in, but we're just not creating chances. Oh, what a save by Leno. Oh, right on that moment. I mean, Casemiro's basically play Casemiro as a 10. He's right on the edge of the box again, creating a chance. Get him away from the number. Why do all our number 6s play shit as a 6 and good as a 10? It's like McTominay. Foul on Mazraoui. It was a good pass by Casemiro, this. Watch this. Look how high he is up the pitch. Lovely ball. What a pass. What a pass. Bruno should score. Bruno should score. What a save. What a pass. And Bruno knows he should have scored. Joe says, is Bruno wasting big chances? Well, you know, he should have scored, but you can miss them. Great pass, though. Apparently Casemiro's doing great now. Some people just don't watch football, do they? He's good in the final third. He's a liability as the holding midfielder. We saw the same as last week. His best bits were against Man City. I wonder if it carried on like this, how long he would take before he thought, I want to get this defensive line higher. Let's take Maguire off of De Ligt. Do you think that's even an option in his head? Or do you think De Ligt's just not actually fit? I still think we can win with this team. Corner, Man United. Mazraoui's looking comfortable, says Steve. I think this is a decent 35 minute. It doesn't define a system. The press is 10 times better and consistent, says Andrew. Yeah, I think the press has worked quite well. I mean, even there, Casemiro and Mainoo's been brilliant at it. But the problem with it is, no matter how good your press is, teams can still play through Man City. And when that press gets played through, you're up against a defence that's way too deep. So I like some of the attacking press. And we saw some of it last season. But the problem with it is, Casemiro just heads it over there. The problem is when they get through the press, they'll get at our defence. So I'd like to just see a bit more, you know, I'd like to see the defence get higher, really. But we have done better in the last few minutes. Casemiro, don't think he can do any better there. He's headed it wide into the ground. But the press is a lot better. There's no doubt about it. That would be the big press. I mean, I said it about 15 minutes ago. I've been very impressed with Mainoo's press. And Fulham, in the last few minutes, have struggled. Probably for the last 15 minutes, Fulham have struggled to implement anything. The passes, the interlicks, the press. Oh, I've waited for this for a long time, says Sheehan. Do you think that Casemiro's positional play is tactical instruction or ill discipline? He's far too high up for a 6, as Free Immortal. No, I think it's instruction, mate. I think he is being told to get forward more. Yeah, because we saw it last week, didn't we? I like Mount, but he goes missing like McSauce, and Bruno showed last season he can't finish. He's best at mid-range shots, says Sebastian. We're starting to get into the game now, says Ernest. And I haven't been this excited for United starting the season since Jose, when we were 4-0 up, says Joe Alexander. I think we just need to get that first goal. I think first 20 minutes, we're a little bit shaky. Last 20 minutes, we've been better. Fred wants us all to start ignoring Neville. Well, I don't have the audio on, so I do get to ignore him, thank God. Gabriel says changing Maguire would change the game. Well, yeah, it would, because he's not comfortable being on the halfway line. I also think we need to see more of Ahmad and more from Rashford as well. Well in, well in, well in. I think Mainoo's probably my man of the match so far for United. We need to talk about that because we didn't in pre-season because we didn't have it, but player ratings are back. So make sure you are keeping a mental note of players because at the end of the game, you get your player ratings for the match reaction and it's everyone out of 10 and 6 is average. So do keep in mind what you think. That's well overhit that. Well overhit that. But Rashford does well to keep it in. Mount, corner. Need to DNA check on Ten Hag to make sure it isn't Southgate managing, says Bruce. And to be fair, Casemiro's lost some timber this pre-season, says Fairway 5. Thank you very much for that. Here's Bruno. Little dink cross. Not had much joy. We've had quite a lot of opportunities to put crosses in the box, and we've not had a lot of joy with it. No, I thought for a minute we might be getting a penalty, and I don't know whether he's booked Maguire here. Bit weird. Mainu plays way above his age, says Franklin. Did he book Maguire here? So Casemiro. Is he booking Maguire for a dive? Well, Maguire getting booked for a dive was not on my bingo card. I mean, to be fair, if Harry Maguire dives, you're going to see it last week, aren't you? He's not capable of that. I didn't sense it. I don't think it was a penalty, but I don't think it was a dive either. Not a penalty, but no way a dive. That's my thoughts. It's felt like a long half, hasn't it? I think it's been a long half because Fulham started off better and we've grown into the game. It's a dive. He needs to join the Olympic team, says Joe. I seen you earlier in the Charlton shirt. Would you wear a Stoke shirt if they sent you one? Says Anglo-Saxon. Hey, I'm available in the Championship. I mean, I don't know what Coventry are doing. I'm following a team in each league for the podcast this year, but Rashford, Casemiro, fucking hell. I was ready to eat my words, and it drops quite nicely for Casemiro on the edge here on the bounce. I mean, if you score that, that's one of the ones that you do down your local park once a year. Tops off, running towards the trees. That sounds a bit sinister, but he's smacked it, but he's not smacked it on target. Coventry are beating Oxford 2-1 at the moment, so I might stay with them. But nothing doing from Fulham. And I think that's a goal kick. Yeah, good play by Delo. Well done. Well done. Where's McLaren gone, says Triggers. Broom, he's managing Jamaica now. Interesting to see if Ten Hag brings on De Ligt to play higher, inviting pressure, therefore more space potentially in from behind, or plays it safe, says Cads. Your substitution suggestions for the second half, says Adridge. Look, it can change really quickly because, obviously, I think he's obviously going to sub Ahmad for Garnacho. You can see it a bloody mile off. The difference from this half and last year is Watch Along host is a best-selling author and Neville joined the NBC Sports broadcast, says Roberto. He's going to have to do a lot of flying to America then, isn't he, old Neville? He'll be racking up the air miles. Genuinely think NBC should have gone with me. At least I know De Ligt can play a high line. And I'll be cheaper. Shefton gifted a membership. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thanks very much, Roberto, for your super chat as well. A couple of minutes to go here. Yes, my substitutions. Look, I bet you can guess my. Get in the chat. I bet you can guess my substitutions easily. There's two I'd make straight away. Not now, but they're the obvious two for me. Actually, there's three. There's three subs I'd make. But look. I wouldn't make them yet. I'd still probably get to the 60th minute because we still could score first. But if I had to make subs right now, De Ligt for Maguire, Xerxes for Mount, and Garnacho for Rashford. The Mount one isn't really because Mount's played badly. It's because we need a striker and we need some physicality. And I just don't think Mount and Bruno on the same page work. De Ligt for the high line, and Garnacho was brilliant last week. I want him on the pitch. I'd keep Ahmad on and take Rashford off. But I think he will take Garnacho on the right and take Ahmad off. The Glazers. Avram Glazers here. He's going to sub Ahmad when he should be subbing Rashford, says give it to Mikey. Am I correct in thinking you're going to pay more attention to the Championship and lower leagues? Yes, Anglo-Saxon on the podcast, which we were live on That's Football Today for. Mazraoui looking comfortable so far. Congratulations on the book. Currently listening to it whilst out in the lorry. Great listening to a book by the author. Connor, thank you very much. Don't know if you've noticed, but Onana isn't booting it long. It's good to see. Yep. We're only going to get a minute added on here. So get ready for your half-time thoughts. You know what? Stop jinx. This is exactly what I do. And you do it in the chat as well. I'll say something positive and the player will play a bad pass. Have you noticed Onana's not booting it long anymore? Very next second, Onana boots it. Long. Out for a goal kick. You've got to be careful of the jinx. That's half time. I mean, look, Bruno looks a bit frustrated because he has had the two best chances of the game. And that's the positive about that half. There will be people saying negative, negative, negative. And look, to me, it's got first game of the season vibes. There's no two ways about it. There's been, moments. There's been positives. And there's been, familiarities, I would describe it as. And I think that when you look at that, we've actually turned that around in the last 20 minutes. About 20 minutes in, it was Fulham who had 58% possession, and we've now got 61. So we have been better in the last 20 minutes. We've had 2 shots on target, and there were good chances. The Fulham one was from outside the box. We're not conceding loads of chances like we were last season. So whilst there's room for improvement, on the balance of play, we did win that half. If that was a boxing match with 10 rounds, we definitely lost the first 3 or 4, but we won the final 6. So it's still 0-0, doesn't mean anything, but I think people could overreact a little bit on the negativity because we did have the 2 best chances of the game. You'd expect Bruno to score the second one. We should be going in 1-0 up. So there was plenty of games last season where you'd go, we were way worse than that. And I think starting with the positives, Kobe Mainoo's probably our best player. We've pressed really, really well. I've seen Casemiro jumping into tackles, Mainoo winning the ball high up the pitch. Mount's been busy, Bruno's been busy. It doesn't work. It's 2 people doing one person's job and it deprives us of as a striker. But we have been very, very good at keeping Fulham penned in for the last 20 minutes of that half. What we've not been good at is creating chances. And what we've not been good at is using our wingers. And that's a room for improvement. And what we've not been good at is when we've got the ball in their half is pinning them in, because we've still got this defensive line that for me is way, way, way too deep. But I think that, overall, you've got to turn that into a win, a draw. I mean, a loss would be catastrophic, really. But even at this point, a draw would be, disappointing. So what Ten Hag's got to do at half time is turn that last 20 minutes into goals. Because I think that it feels like we've weathered the Fulham storm a little bit, actually. It feels like we've got control of that game. Let's turn that into goals now. And how he does that is going to be, very dependent on how he works his box. He's got so many options. Sorry, how he works his bench. He's got so many options, You could bring McTominay on. Old, tried and tested. Throw him into the box. Gets a goal. You could go with that. You could bring Xerxes on. Not used him at all. 6'3". You could try that. He's obviously got Garnacho on the bench as well. He's got De Ligt if he wants to try and, get us up the pitch a little bit more. I think we should go down the right-hand side more. I don't know what it was at the end of the half, but we seem to be trying to go down the left a lot when I think Mazraoui's looked very, very comfortable. And, Ahmad's not had enough of the ball for me. But fullbacks standing in our wingers' positions. They both need to start overlapping. Feel sorry for Ahmad and Rashford, says Barney. Apologies if you've said this already, but are you standing up now as part of a rebrand, or do you have a bad back? Says Robbo90. I don't stand up on all the streams. I like to do it for the match. So stand-up desk helps me do that. Maguire, Casemiro, Mount off, says Simon. I mean, I don't know who you'd take Casemiro off for. You can criticise Casemiro's game, but you can't. You can't do that. Danny Smith says, Mark, check out Paddy Power United ad. United stand is mentioned. Brilliant. You know what? Ricky sent me that. I was laughing my way through it and then I had a phone call. So I didn't get to us being mentioned, but it was making me laugh. It was basically like, we don't need a striker. What we really need is best-in-class structure around the board. What good's a striker or a holding midfielder if you haven't got a technical director or a guy who can work on transfers? So it was making me laugh a little bit because we're all guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. We're all going, oh yeah, best-in-class director of football, CEO, and actually, it's what happens on the pitch now that matters. Kevin says Mount's been surprisingly good. Family Channel says it's really clear difference from last season. However, it was Xerxes at the end of Deleu's cross. It would be something else. If Xerxes doesn't come on for Mount and Bruno moves back to Cam, should be time to start asking questions, says Jace. Major improvement since last season. Long way to go, says Scottish. Ten Hag is afraid of Adama, De Ligt and Highline when Adama is off. And why play Rashford when not tracking back and helping Deleuze, says Tom. Sunny side up. Welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. That's a strong first half. Positive play, says Paul. Full back staying high is helping with the press, says Moorhammer. We should bring on McTominay to score a last-minute winner as a selling point for Fulham, says Robble. Mainu getting so many recoveries is also credit to Mount's pressing as soon as we lose the ball, says SCR. Look, honestly, the big parts... I mean, Takunda says we've been crap up top. Honestly, it's very, very clear to me that the press from Casemiro, Ahmad, Rashford, Bruno, Mount, Mainu has been very, very good. It has been good. You can have a massive positive and then the flip side of the coin is the press has been very good from that front six. What's not been good is chance creation because there's no focal points. There's no Rasmus, there's no Xerxes, there's no Weghorst, there's no Cavani, there's no Ronaldo. There's no focal points to worry Fulham. So you've got to score a goal like we did when Casemiro played Bruno in. An absolutely worldy pass, weighted to perfection, and Bruno should score it. And if Bruno scores that, we're stood here going, wow, that goal was just perfection. You win the ball up high up the pitch and the pass from Casemiro is world class. But we're not going to be able to do that every fucking minute. You need scrappy goals. You need crosses in the box, deflections, shots, and we're not doing that, are we? We're not doing that. We're not. The goal chances we've created was a misplaced pass by Leno and a worldy pass by Casemiro. What we need to see is, a couple of shots from outside the box, as stupid as it sounds. A couple of shots that get blocked. We're not doing that. And that's where, it's the balance of the system. We've pressed really, really well, but that's because you've got Mount and Bruno, who are 10s, who are doing two people's job, but then you're sacrificing a striker as well. So, yeah, we need to create more chances, but you can't moan about the fact that the attack has pressed very, very well. And I think, as you say, Kobe Mainoo's high ball recoveries have been incredible. Casemiro's chipped in. Mount and Bruno have worked hard, and Rashford and Ahmad have worked hard. I think in relation to the wingers, it's really difficult. It's really difficult for Craig failed to sail his bathwater, says Ken. Casemiro's performance proves that we need Ugarte so badly, and Xerxes should replace Mount at half-time. We need a real striker with some physique, says Necro. And we could fill Old Trafford with the people watching this, says Callum. No, fucking hell, we've got nearly 70,000. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. But no, I think with regards to the striking situation, with the wingers, look, there will be people who jump on Marcus Rashford because they want Garnacho on. There'll be people who jump on Marcus Rashford because they're tired of him. There'll be, we've been there. But let's just have if Marcus Rashford scores the winner, we're all happy. So I don't, it's not about we shouldn't come into this season with prejudice and agenda because it is a new season and everybody deserves that. But what I would say is that Rashford is struggling and Ahmad is struggling. They're both struggling. Now, obviously, people will talk more about Rashford because Rashford's had a bad year, whereas Ahmad's somebody that's, you know, got a lot of buzz around him. But actually, if I brain blanked you about the two players' backgrounds and said, how do you judge those two performances? They would both have the same score, whether it's a 5 or a 6. Because what's happening is, Ahmad, apart from the run into the box where it wasn't a penalty, they're getting doubled up on. We're not moving the ball quick enough for them to have space to run into. So when they get the ball, they're getting doubled up upon. And there's no cross to put in, even if they want to put a cross in, because there's no striker. So you receive the ball as Rashford or Ahmad, and you're like, I've got 2 or 3 players around me. My fullbacks aren't running past me, and there's nobody in the box to put the cross in. So I'm either going to run into a brick wall or I'm just going to pass it inside to Mainu. There's not a lot going on for Rashford and Ahmad. So I think it's unfair to just say Rashford's having a bad game, take him off. I mean, look, if I've got to take one of them off, I'd take Rashford off because he's been the worst player compared to Ahmad over the last few months. But neither of them are getting any joy, if we're being fair. And anyway, if you're talking about subs, you know it's Garnacho for Ahmad. You know it. Because Ten Hag has his favourites. That's why Anthony's on the bench and Sancho isn't. But in fairness today, I don't think you can differentiate between Ahmad and Rashford. They've just been very, very, you know, subdued because the tactics don't really work. Hi, Mark, for them. Mark, TalkSport, copying you, says Mitesh. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. Mainstream. Solar, welcome to Members Club. Thank you very much. Hi, Mark. Pint on me. My dad, who died last year, got me into the channel. Rest in peace to your dad, Gareth. He loved Wan-Bissaka, and even with 50p feet, I'm sad to see go tackling beasts as Gareth. No, you know, I'm doing a watch along tomorrow. Villa, West Ham. I hope Wan-Bissaka does well. Rashford's useless when the team is playing a low block. It's difficult for a winger when you're playing against a low block because you're always going to get doubled up upon, and you need an overlap or you need an option in the box, and they've got neither of those at the moment. Family Channel says, am I watching a different game? Casemiro has been okay. And Zico says Casemiro has always been top-notch creatively. Does he have a place other than a 6? And I think you've answered the Family Channel there. I think, like in the Man City game last week, Casemiro, when going forward, looks very, very good. He's had a few shots. He's had a few headers. He played a world-class pass to Bruno. Going forward, Casemiro's been good. First 20 minutes, he looked terrible because Fulham were attacking us. Last 20 minutes, he looked good because we were on the attack. And I think that's something about Casemiro that really shines through to me, is that he's actually very useful in the final third and a bit more of a liability in the Fulham final third. I'm watching from Australia. On the positive, our weaknesses are Maguire and Casemiro. Both are likely getting replaced, says Darcy. Nathan says Casemiro man of the match. Mazraoui just a beta Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I mean, you're talking shit, mate. What are your half-time thoughts? Says Ara. I think I've just given them for the last 10 minutes. The team plays well against City but slow against Fulham. Why is that? Because Man City want to attack us and they leave space. We're trying to play through the middle. Need to mix it up with some wide play. Xerxes needs to come on, says Free Immortal. Press is good, but defence doesn't step up to help. Yeah, I think we do need to play a little bit higher. I think we're going to win this game, by the way. I do think that we will win this game. I don't want to jinx it, but I feel that we were building towards a goal. Our biggest problem is going to be putting the ball in the back of the net. And I think if we can do that, we will win the game because I think we've been the better team without a shadow of the doubt in the last 20 minutes of that game, certainly. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Oh, also big shout out to Super 6. We are sponsored by Super 6 on this stream. It's a fantastic game and we're very excited to have a United Stand Super 6 League. What is Super 6? 6 Premier League games every week where you predict the scores and get points for accurate predictions. And in our United Stand League, official United Stand Super 6 League every week, we will be giving away a £100 prize, and that will be given out to one of you who are in that. UTD-S6 is the code. It's free to play. But the big thing about this weekend is the general game is giving away £2 million. So you pick 6 results. Man United Fulham's not one of them this time. So you've got tonight to get involved. 6 Premier League games from the weekend. Predict your results. Get yourself in the United stand using the code UTD-S6. You'll also automatically go into the 2 million for free to play. 2 million cash prize for the first place player this week. Get involved and play against us. Absolutely fantastic. Do you think he'll make substitutions quickly? I don't for 1 minute think Ten Hag is going to make a substitution at half-time. I don't think so. Not unless it was pre-arranged. Don't see a half-time substitution. I think 60 minutes is probably when he might do it. I'd love to see Xerxes come on. But you know what? We don't need to make subs if we score. You know, for all the obsession about substitutions, if Marcus Rashford scores in the first 10 minutes, or Ahmad scores, or Bruno or Mount, then you don't need to make changes, do you? Please do subscribe, by the way. We're only 20 subscribers away from 917,000. We are on the road to 2 million this season. We might have an outside chance of having a Christmas present of 2 million, which is also our 10-year anniversary. So make sure you subscribe, get involved with the channel. We've still got 2 weeks left of the transfer window as well. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, live every morning at 10 o'clock. Get involved with this amazing community. You're all very, very welcome. But the second half is about to start. Oh, my team Coventry, well, my championship team Coventry. Boom shakalak, bottom corner finish, 2-1 at half time. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Yep, lovely stuff. Players are coming out. No changes at half time. Let me just have a quick look what someone said here. Mark, are people outside UK eligible for Super 6? I think it is just UK and Ireland, actually. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is UK and Ireland. Please don't bang your knee if United score, says Grimlock. Much love from the west coast of Canada, Mark, says Grant. I've been impressed with Mount in the first half. He's offered a lot in the press. Eddie Thompson, I think you've absolutely nailed it. I think Mason Mount has offered a lot in the press. You are absolutely correct. But do you need him? Does the work in the press make up for the fact that we don't have a focal point as a striker? Do you need Mount and Bruno, is what I'm trying to say. Does the positivity of the press make up for the fact that we're not creating any chances because we haven't got a striker? That, for me, is the question. And whether he'd stick with this long term, I don't know. I don't know is the honest answer on that. Right, let's get ready for the start of this half. Man United to kick it off with Bruno, and we're off and running. He took that quick. Cheeky Bruno. Cheeky, cheeky Bruno. You nearly caught me out there. Did I catch it? Yes, there we go. Maguire is on a yellow, one mistake away from being sent off. I'd take him off and give Delit 45 minutes, says Armin. Yeah, I don't think he should have got... I don't think he should have got a yellow for that. Will Mount ever reach the level he was at Chelsea, says Michael. I hope so. I hope so. I mean, look, Mount's... Lots of people talk about Sancho. Lots of people talk about Rashford, Garnacho, Ahmad. We paid £55 million for Mason Mount. He was injured all of last season. There's absolutely every reason to expect Mason Mount to be part of the first team plans. I just never really saw how. I have always liked United, but you made me love them. Thanks for keeping up the good work, says CF Cash. Thank you very much. Thanks for the content. You are in my here more than my wife. Is the Super 6 open to other countries, says Cape Town? I think it is just UK and Ireland, Gino, unfortunately, if you wanted to play. Thank you very much for your super chats, by the way, legends in the chat. So 46 minutes. Look, what we need to do in this second half is maintain what we did in the last 20 minutes of the first half, which is stop Fulham attacking. They didn't do any attacking in that last 20 minutes. So we've been a bit slow at half time. There we go. There's Smith Rowe. Good tackle. Oh my God, Martinez, what are you doing? That's a corner. I thought Mount at Chelsea was a steady Eddie, says Jackie. Absolute shower, Mark, says Chris. I completely adore your optimism, but this season will be a long one for you, says Chris. I think there's a bit of an over-exaggeration. I really do. I think we had a bad first 20, and I think we've had a better last 20 of the half. Corner to Fulham. Oh, front post flick. All right. Today this could be bit too early for that. Don't forget, match reaction straight after this. Player ratings are back. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. We're very excited to have that back, and we want to have that back with a United win. I can't contemplate what might happen if we don't win. Luckhurst will be smiling from ear to ear. Talk Sport will be beaming with calls. Neville will go from moody to happy. We need positivity. You've got to win your first game of the season. Look, we played shit against Wolves last year, but we did win. Got to win your first game of the season, lads. Options on the bench could change the game. I said that in the preview. Even if the team isn't the 11 that you want it to be, fitness could be a problem. Oh, Mainu loses it in a bad position there. Fulham already looking a little bit better than they did in the first half. And they have started. We've been a bit sluggish again. Another corner. This is what I mean. This is what I mean about that last 20 minutes before half time. We're the better team. Half time team talk. Fulham aren't doing anything. Second half, Fulham have had 2 corners. That's the trouble about not taking your chances. You've got to build the momentum again. Coach spends 10 minutes with Fulham, resets them, and they're better. They're happy. Will you be at or watch Man United versus Celtic Legends? Oh, fuck. Get out. Cleared away. I don't think it was going in. It was a flicked header again. What's going on with these set piece, coach? That's 2 corners for Fulham, and we've lost both headers on the front post again. I know Rome wasn't built in a day, but I won't be at the Man United Celtic Legends game. I can't remember when it is. Yeah, front post. Yeah, it's never going in. Who else is high and chilling with Marky Mark, says Tom. Statistically, somebody probably will be. United need Osman, says Mike. Do you if you use a VPN for Super 6, it works in Tenerife, says Fairway 5. Okay. Maguire is useless. The more time on the pitch he has, the greater the chance United will drop points, is Harry Maguire, otherwise known as dropping points. I thought okay, thank you very much for your super chats there. Appreciate it. And welcome to all the new members. Get in the badge, and thanks for subscribing. United need to settle here. It's a bad first 5 minutes of the half. Mainu's done really well there, but he's just off balance when he tries to play the pass. Well done, Delo. Take your time, Anana. Take your time. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you smash a like. Hopefully the referees are making the right decisions this season. To be fair to the referee, I thought he got it wrong on Ahmad. He got it right. I didn't think it was a penalty on Maguire, and some were saying that it should have been a penalty on Adama Traore for a hard shoulder barge from Martinez. So I think the referee has got it right on the penalties. He got it right on the yellow card. I don't think Maguire should have got a yellow card for the dive, but I thought the Bassi and Mount yellow cards were correct. So look, I'm never going to criticise referees when they get it right. I don't have an agenda. I just think they get it wrong so often. I like that Premier League ball. I'm going to get one of them for the background with the yellow on it. I like that. Leo says we need a win to stop the Ten Hag haters. Can't bear listening to the mainstream bias crap. Martinez is exposed here. Up against Adama. Rashford's tracked back. And it's a foul. At least he tracked back. Delo gives him a pat on the back. It's probably the first time he's done that in about 8 months. So good work by Rashford. He needed that. He needed to track back there. It's a good foul. I don't think we'll see Ten Hag coming come the January transfer window. The tactics are boring, says Super Sub. I expected much more. Seems like he didn't learn anything from last season. I think that's ultra negative. I really do. What would you say has to change for United? We still need to bring the number 6 in, Lee. We still need to bring the number 6 in, and that will make a difference. And we haven't got a striker at the moment. And we need De Ligt or Yoro to play at centre-back. So there's 3. The spine. Look, if you're not happy, the spine of the team wins you points. We need the centre back next to Martinez that we still haven't got. We need a 6 and we need a 9. So, and they're in key positions, aren't they? And we still don't have a left back. So, to be fair, we are missing 4 major positions. The left back is of our own doing. I've not got no sympathy about it, but we haven't got a left back. But the centre back will change. We've got it. The striker will change. We've got 2. And the 6, they're trying to change. And I think when they change, you'll see a different United. But most important thing is to win tonight. I think Rashford might be offside. No, he wasn't offside, and Mason Mount misses a chance. Good play, good play. Good ball over the top. We've seen that before. Ian Hanley says, Martinez passing, crossing this evening. Passing has been chronic this evening. And IQ says, as true as it may be, Erik ten Hag will need to stop complaining about injuries this season, says IQ. Right, Bruno with the cross into the box. It's low. Goes for another corner. I need to see that Mount chance again, because I genuinely... Rashford... I think Rashford loses control of the ball. It's not a cross. Mount, it's a good chance for Mount. Good chance for Mount. Leno punches it away. And that's gone. I'm sorry, mate, but they don't play well with or without a striker. I support continuity, but honestly, I can't see any improvements from last season. I really hope I'm wrong, says Super Sub. You'll all settle down when we score a goal. Leonie says, I think Maguire got the yellow card for talking to the ref with the new rule that's only the captains can talk to them. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that was a cross from Rashford. I think he was actually trying to run on to his own nutmeg, but Mount ran onto it. And again, a bit like the Bruno one, he probably should have scored. Bruno, he shouldn't be shooting from there. He should be passing that to Rashford or Ahmad. Game's getting a bit stretched here. Fulham are making mistakes. Good tackle, Maguire. Into Ahmad. Corner. Bit of momentum here. It's boiling up a little bit. I'm sorry, mate. Yeah, done that one. Thank you. Come on. We're getting a bit of momentum going here. Come on. Good coming out of the back from Maguire there. Got it into Ahmad. Cross wins a corner. Need a bit of a slab now. This is where Maguire's world class. We need a bit of a... We just need a goal. Come on, right up on... That's not a bar. It's nice. It's a terrible cross. Terrible cross. Bruno gets it to Rashford. His touch is a bit... It's not done too bad, actually. Casemiro. Edge of the box. Edge of the box. Hit it, Mainu. Oh, just wide. Just wide. Well, I say just wide, but, you know... It's one of those. Florian said, I would say that Leno is strong on the line. Good play by Casemiro again in the final third, funnily enough. Mount plays it off nice. It's a good chance to have a shot from Mainu. He's tried to use the defender for the bottom corner and it's just gone wide. Rashford off now, urgent. I think it'll be Ahmad, mate. If and when it happens. Good play there by Maguire. Martinez into Mazraoui. Rashford, Mount, Bruno and Arna. They're not Man United level, says channel YouTube. Maguire's got to go to him there. That's got to go to him there. I thought Maguire was going to go to him there. He stood off. What do our set piece coaches actually do, says Daryl. Rome wasn't built in a day. And Fulham... Whipping a cross in. That's a shit cross. Take your time. Take your time. What's that by Ahmad? Come on. Keep the ball. That's it. You're getting subbed for that. He'll sub you off for that, mate. 4 minutes and I'd be looking at subs. Well done, Maguire. Did well there. How different is teaching the tactics for Xerxes, providing for Rashford, Garnacho, Ahmad versus having Haaland as a proper number 9? This is Patrick. How different is teaching the tactics for Xerxes, providing for Rashford? I don't know what your point is, Patrick. I suppose what you're saying is how long is it going to take Xerxes to adjust? I don't know. We've not seen anything of Xerxes yet, so it's hard to say. He's certainly not an out-and-out 9. He's got more creativity to his game. I missed the entire first half. How has Mazraoui been playing? Looks like Xerxes coming on here. Xerxes time. It's about to happen. First half was, I think we were the slightly better team. Who would you take off? I think it's going to be Mount. Garnacho. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All three. De Ligt as well. No fucking about this season. De Ligt. Garnacho. And Xerxes. Maguire, Mount and Ahmad, I would say. How many points will Ten Hag need by October to avoid the sack, says Josh. Shut up. Shut up. De Ligt's very, very close to coming on here. Garnacho's coming on. Right, we've got to win this game. You can't sit back. You've got to go for it. Mainu. Rashford's going to be offside there. What do we got? Half an hour. Got to go for the win. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. I think Mount's coming off here. Look, it's the right time to make the subs anyway. Whoever comes off, it's the right time to do it. Yeah, what a surprise. Ahmad off. Garnacho on. To be honest, I don't think anybody is going to be shocked by that, are they? Whether it's favouritism or not, Ahmad's not really been in the game. De Ligt will be coming on soon. I think he's just warming up. Xerxes is a big lad, yeah. You know what? When he brings De Ligt on, he might take Martinez off, you know. I'm delighted with Maguire's performance tonight, says Uncensored. I mean, Maguire's done all right. Like, I wouldn't give him a bad mark. I just think it's like he can't play the way we want to play. Doesn't mean that somebody's been shit. But we can't play a high line with Maguire. So if you want to play that high line, and I'm bored of saying high line, but you're not going to play it with Harry Maguire. But he'd be a very good signing for a team that doesn't want to play a high line. Across the back post. Well done, Mazraoui. Got to win that second ball. Ooh, nearly dipped in. I really like these new looking jerseys. Reminds me of the 90s. Red tops, white shorts and black socks. Black shorts are so not Man United, historically speaking, says Chanel. That's a corner. Honest question, would you have took Ahmad off or Rashford? I'll take Rashford off. Because he just does this every week, and how many times are you going to keep him on just to score that goal and say it was worth it? Like, of course I would. I think Ahmad's more deserving of more minutes, but it's not a surprise to me. I tweeted it in the first half that I reckon Ten Hag last night made his mind up that Ahmad was coming off. Another corner for Fulham. They must have had a few. Okay. Mazraoui's been good, says Nath. Mazraoui low-key had a good game, says Lee. Ten Hag subs are ridiculous. That could be the downfall this season, says Chris. I don't think you can argue that on this game, Ahmad and Rashford probably had a very similar performance. But as I said, it's about what you're trying to build for the future as well, isn't it? Rashford is the definition of a passenger, says Collie. Smith Rowe coming off. Got to go for the win. Get De Ligt on. Push the defensive line up. Great chances. Casemiro, the only player with a brain at Man United, says channel YouTube. Garnacho. Bad pass. Trying to stretch the game here. Oh, here we go. Mainu down the left-hand side. Oh, Adama's back on him, though. Oh, he's won it back too easily. Xerxes into Bruno, into Rashford. He's got to put that cross in. It's a lovely cross. That's a good cross. Garnacho's probably just not fresh enough. Well, De Ligt's still warming up here. Nice little... I like that from Xerxes, though. Just lay the ball off and move. I've got Garnacho in my fantasy Premier League team, so if he scores, I'll be very, very happy. But I've also got Rashford in it, so I'll be very happy with that. 25 minutes. Plenty of time. We've got to be patient here. We've got to believe in the build-up. Bruno. It's opened up for him. Good block. Oh, Pereira. Oh, they're going to score. Well done, Maguire. Probably got a little bit lucky. He's offside. He's offside. He's miles off. Good tackle, Maguire, that. Right, here's Rashford. No, he's not strong enough. He's got to be stronger there. He's got to be stronger there. It's a 50-50. Go wide. Go wide. Oh, no. No. Well done, Mazraoui. Great tackle. Casemiro, where are we going? Cross has got to come in for Xerxes. Ah, good header. Come on. Come on in. Come on, let's push here. The game's starting to get stretched. I mean, this is going to be a goal. Pereira's pass is shit, but Maguire makes a bloody good interception. I tell you what, you concede now, you're struggling. You're struggling. Marcus says Bruno's a greedy bastard. Come on, let's score from a set piece. We've got a bit of height there now. Xerxes, Maguire. I'll tell you what, Xerxes to me, it might be the shirt. I think this shirt is a bit unforgiving. But Xerxes to me does look a little bit on the... needs a bit of fitness work, if you know what I mean. I think he'll take Martinez off for De Ligt, you know. I think he'll keep Maguire on. Need to create some fucking chances, lads. Pereira's pass was a poor pass, says Sally. It was, but Maguire still positioned himself in quite a good place. Come on, come on. Garnacho looks lively. Look at Delo. Look at Delo. Oh, I've seen him there. Diagonal. Watching you while playing FIFA, says Forever Bold. Wow, things really changed there, says Davin. Fire stick gone down. Glad I got United stand, says Lee. Right, here we go. Delo, whip it. We've got a man in the box. Got a man in the box. That's a good cross. There's men on the back post. Oh, Garnacho was close. That's a corner. Good player, Robinson, for Fulham. I'd take him at left back. At least he's bloody fit. They're queuing up on the back post here, though. Look at this from Delo. You've got Garnacho, Bruno, Mainu. Good defending by Robinson. Very good defending by Robinson there. Corners haven't worked particularly well for United. Garnacho shouldn't be shooting from there. Mainu not looking like he's 100% yet. Performance dipped in the second half, says Chiri. You're right, you probably could do with a midfield sub, but what do you do? You know, I think if you bring McTominay and Eriksen on, you potentially lose the midfield. Collier will bring energy, but is he ready for this sort of a game? See, look at Casemiro there. The press is still working. Well in Rashford. I don't think he's going to bring the lot. I thought he was going to bring the lit on, but well, that's a foul. That's a foul by Delo. Stumpy wants some respect on Maguire's name. Mate, I've said about Maguire before. Like, in this type of a defensive line, he's going to do quite well, isn't he? But how many chances have we created in this game? We've pressed well at the front, but we've had a deep line. Like, it's not rocket science. We need to get up the pitch, and we're never going to be able to do that with Maguire. So, yes, we've defended well, but it's still 0-0. You've got to create more chances at Old Trafford against teams like Fulham. You've got to put them under more pressure. This game has actually been quite equal if you think about it. And yes, we've defended well, but the score is 0-0. We need to create more chances. 20 minutes to win it. But you put him in an Everton team, he'd be their best player. Andrew, thanks for the super chat. I think you're absolutely right. He's a steal at 17 million. Mazraoui he's talking about. And here he is, Mazraoui. I still think we're very reliant on the long ball. Here's Rashford. Give him a pass. Oh, you can't take him on there. Give him a pass. I'm worried about the break. I'm worried about the break. This game's getting a bit nervy now because you're in that sort of avenue of if they score, it's going to be fucking hard to win. Good block, Casemiro. It's end to end. I think he needs. I think you're right. I think he needs to make a midfield substitution. Good tackle by Mainu. Thought he was going to give a foul. Adama Traore, good block. Keeper. Yeah, he's got that. Yeah, I'd make a midfield change. I think we're looking tired in there. You know, Bruno, Casemiro, Mainu especially. There's been a lot of energy for 72 minutes trying to win the ball high up. Thanks for all the super chats, by the way. Don't forget player ratings. They'll be coming in soon. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. We've got to win this game, you know. I know the time's ticking away. We need to win this game. I'm not going to change my mind from the last few weeks. You've got to beat Fulham because it's Brighton away and then it's Liverpool at home. You've got to win these types of games. Great tackle by Mazraoui. Garnacho. That's a foul. Play on. Play on. Play on. Play on. Oh, fucking prick. Play on. They've got to get all their players back now. What does a yellow card do? What else have we got on the bench? You could take Rashford off, put Anthony on the right, Garnacho on the left. You could put Ericsson, McTominay or Collier into the midfield. We've got no fullbacks. I mean, De Ligt doesn't look like he's going to get used, does it? I think I think one of the things I would say is that here we go, Garnacho. That's a foul. It's a foul. Oh, for fuck's sake, they're on the break. It's a 3v2. How are they on the break here? Fucking hell, lads. Oh, for fuck's sake, no. Martinez does really well. Why are we getting broken on in a 3v2 from our own fucking possession? Motherfuckers, come on. That's shocking. That is shocking in the 73rd minute at 0-0. They're breaking on us like they've got nearly a 5v3. Casemiro's not even the fucking picture. Xerxes for Mount gives off more of an attacking threat, but we're much more vulnerable on the break, says James. And again, front post header, Fulham win it, goes over the bar. No, Casemiro wins it, goes over the bar. Scrappy. I'm getting nervous here. I'm getting nervous here. But what I was going to say is, unfortunately, this is the problem as well. Yeah, I just tweeted it there. I think that Casemiro, Bruno, Rashford, it's the same old favouritism, isn't it? He just won't take them off. And I think this is where the likes of Klopp and Arteta and Pep have made their career, in the fact that, you know, Klopp was never scared to take Salah off if he wasn't having a good game. You know, Pep would not be scared of taking off De Bruyne. And yet Ten Hag just seems to be panicky about taking off certain players. I mean, I'm not saying that Bruno off is the right thing to do, but if Eriksen's going to play anywhere, you'd play him as a 10. If McTominay's going to play anywhere, you'd play him as a 10. You have got Anthony. Channel YouTube says, we've been here before, Fulham about to score and win. Zooting says, people believe in the manager. I never understand how football is so poor. The thing that annoys me about Rashi is he always tries to take on the world and he never fights for 50-50s, says JM. Midfield looks dead on its feet. Good tackle, Casemiro. Got the ball. Come on, lads, we've got to win this. Robinson's so good at left back, you know. Fulham look more likely to score at the moment. Maguire just passes it back to Iwobi. Well done, Onana. McTominay for Kobe. He looks knackered. He does look absolutely knackered, Chiri. He really does. But the energy's there for Man United in the press. 77 minutes. Fucking hell, mate. It's getting messy. It's like a basketball game. It's like a cup game where no one wants a replay. It's a bit like Wolves last year, actually. It's very similar. Why take Casemiro off? He's our best player. Energy, mate. They're making 2 subs with 13 minutes to go. Like, it doesn't matter whether Casemiro's playing well. He's 32 and he's a defensive liability on the break. You know, this is where brave managers do brave things. He's not made a fucking sub in like 15 minutes. And some of those players are dead on their feet. He should be making subs. It's a squad game. Like, I can see Kobe Mainoo is knackered. You can see Rashford's not in the game anymore. You know, Bruno's never going to get taken off, but this game's too open. You're flipping a coin on this game. We're not dominating. We're not like it's coming any minute. It's sort of like you shoot, we shoot. It could go either way. You've got to try. It's Man United at Old Trafford. You've got to get hold of the game. Donny says, remember, Mark, you wanted this. Yes, I did. But what's that got to do with the price? Remember what I said before the game? If we don't win this game, all the Ten Hag haters will be back and all the positivity will go off the back of one game. Because that's the world we live in. I literally tweeted this morning, we've got a new structure. We've got a manager that's here now for another year. We've got to give it a year. You can't just decide you want the manager out after one bloody game, but that's what happens. Let Talk Sport do it, talk shit. Let the media do it, but the lit's coming on. I think this is too late. Why are we bringing a centre back on with 10 minutes? Come on, this has got to be it. Xerxes into Garnacho. He's waiting. He gives it to Bruno. Xerxes on the overlap. Shoot! Oh, for fuck's sake, that's a pass back, man. That's a fucking pass back. I've seen more power in an ant's fart. Fucking hell. Get him on the shooting drills, Rude. What the fuck's that? What is that? He's got his technique all wrong tonight, Bruno. The first one-on-one outside of the foot, put your fucking lace through it. The second one, put some air in it. And the third one, fucking hit it. Bloody hell. We've had the best chances tonight. If Fulham knew how to counter, they'd be winning, says the HPN. If we knew how to finish, we'd have 2 or 3. Johnny Evans? Johnny Evans? We're trying to win. Oi, Eric, we're not winning 1-0. It's 0-0. 2 centre-backs at 0-0. Maguire's off. He's got to be injured. Channel YouTube says the reason why the hate for him will be back is because if he's got a single brain cell that thinks we can do something with such a squad, he's not for us. Greeny Bruno says Marcus. Bruno very selfish, free immortal. So Evans and De Ligt are on for Maguire and Mazraoui. I mean, I don't think that improves our attacking chances here. I really don't. Well, player ratings are open. Links in the video description. Garnacho. Cut it back. Oh. Could have been a tap-in for Rashford. Defender did well. Zuteng says it's a must-win game. It is a must-win game. It's only one game. Why do people forget this is his 3rd season? It's Fulham. We've got no Zuteng. I ain't moving away from the fact that it's a must-win game. Chris says, are we defending the lead? Evans on to take a penalty, so sponsored by Reality. I don't know whether I feel a late winner here. I feel a late winner as much as I feel a late... Martinez is at left back now. We've got a new centre-back pairing. Rashford. Bruno. Wide right. Wide left. Wide left. Yes. Casemiro. Little Dink. No. Garnacho. Delo. I don't know where this goal's going to come from. No, I don't know where the goal's going to come from. Liverpool player on the transfer list. Who you taking, says James Foster. McTominay. We've been here before. I've seen this movie before. This is fucking desperate. Game 1 of the season. Game 1 of the season, and we're already throwing Scott McTominay on for the last 5 minutes to try and get us a winner. I mean, I hope it works, but the game plan's fucking gone, isn't it? Mainu. I mean, this should have happened 15 minutes ago. Absolutely knackered. Needed Anthony and Scooby-Doo on, says Seth. Yeah, but he won't take Rashford off, will he? He won't take Rashford off, he won't take Casemiro off, and he won't take Bruno off. Whether that's right or wrong, I'm not saying they should come off. I'm just saying he won't take them off. He's terrified of taking them off. Need to scrap this. Need to just scrappy do this. I need Scooby-Doo for a scrappy-doo. Time to resume my weekly routine of getting my mood ruined by people who make 100k a week, kicking a ball, says Lee. .5 minutes, and it's still got the feeling that it could be Fulham as much as it's us. Tomini with a long ball into Garnacho. Robinson's done well, but Garnacho's still got it. Edge of the box for Bruno. Not going to give a foul. Should have passed that. Bloody hell. We look absolutely bereft of idea and out of legs. Right, Bruno, bit of space down the left-hand side. Xerxes. Casemiro, cross comes in. Goal! Yes! And I think it's Xerxes who scored it! Get in! I thought it was McTominay, but there's a new dawn, and his name's Joshua. Absolutely get in. Oh, yes! 1-0 at the end. We've bloody won it at the end. Oh, come on. Come on. I tell you what. Luckhurst, Neville, talk shit. They're all absolutely crying now. Oh, they were there. Oh, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. Too many Dutch players. What's the nationality of the winner? He's Dutch. Go fuck yourself. 1-0. Manchester United. It's a lovely cross into the box by Garnacho. I actually thought it was McTominay. I was about to say it's like a flashback, but lovely cross by Garnacho. And I think Xerxes makes a really good connection on this. It's a proper striker's goal. Is it Xerxes who gets a touch on it? He celebrates it. Yeah. Oh, what a finish. What a finish. It looked to me like it was McTominay. Then I thought it was an own goal. What a finish. What a goal. Get in. Get in. It's just about winning. It's just about getting the 3 points. Joshua Xerxes. Xerxes goal. Debut. Love it. Absolutely love that. The fact that there's going to be so much of them miserable shits who say they support Man United, actually miserable. I ain't celebrating. I'm still having PTSD of them equalising. Oh yeah, I forgot about that, Lee. Don't say we won it. It's not over. I've just completely forgotten that. I got lost in the moment. Get in, says Zooting. This is a mindset thing, says James. Amazing what happens when you play a striker, says Shawnee. Well, look, we've just got to... We might have done this here. Let's just calm down. Calm down. Fulham are going to attack. They've got plenty of height for crosses. Xerxes, De Ligt, McTominay, Evans. Don't add long on, ref. Lovely cross by Garnacho as well. Don't lose that. Cross into the box. Well, he's hardly played any time for Man United. Silly foul. Don't forget player ratings. Don't forget player ratings. Four minutes. And that's a big thing as well. That's a big thing. Doesn't look like they're adding stupid minutes on anymore. I tell you what, that's a wonder goal as well. I don't want to say too much because there's still time here that can go against us. Header. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. There's still problems. There's still things that can go wrong. Fulham making a double. I tell you what, it's Wolves all over again. Ho! 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 I'm doing silly things. I'm just happy. We're just happy here. Haters in the mud. Manchester Evening News. Talk Sport. Mainstream media. Gary Neville. Your boys took one hell of a beating. They don't want us to win. Top of the league. Look, it's a 90-minute game. It's not been great. We can digest it in the match reaction. We can go through the player ratings, but it is just about getting over the line. Defensively, tell me a chance they've had. We've had the better chances. Here's Bruno down the left. Go on, cut it back. Oh, nearly Garnacho. He makes things happen. Jammy git, says Chris. Have it. Wingers put in a cross and look what happened, says Ollie. We are top of the league at least for now, says Jackie. We should not sleep on Delo. He's done well. Absolutely love this. Come on, you Red, says Pascal. Top of the table feels good, says Chris. We're not there yet because Fulham are on the attack. Well done, Martinez. Get rid of it. Give it to Garnacho, Bruno. Give it to Garnacho. Typical Man United 1-0 stinker, says Jacob. Mate, 3 points is all that matters. Oh, Joshua Xerxes, says Jackie. Thanks for the super chats. Make sure you subscribe by the bottom corner. This will piss everybody off tonight. Love that. There's an element of luck to Ten Hag. I'm going to be very critical of Ten Hag this season. I wanted him to, you know, he's got his third year, but we've got to be critical. It's not a free pass. If there's going to be progress, there's got to be criticism. And, you know, I think I look at some players on that pitch and they shouldn't be on it still. You know, there's some players on that pitch that have played 93 minutes and they've never got higher than a 6. If I'm on that bench, I'm thinking, come on. New sign winner, new sign Maz, man of the match. Talk shit, fuming, says Andrew. What signing do you prioritise after this game? You've got to get a midfielder in. Kobe Mainoo was knackered. Rashford's in! Pass it! Oh, for fuck's sake. Garnacho is in my fucking... They're both in my fucking fancy Premier League team. They're both in my FPL. Rashford would have had the assist. Garnacho would have had the goal. I don't know how Garnacho misses this. The pass ain't great. He should still score it. He should still score that. Do you think Garnacho will start over Ahmad? What? Well, why should Rashford start, mate? I mean, I don't think Ahmad played well, but what's Rashford done? Maybe Rashford should have took that on himself. Very unselfish. Blow the whistle, ref. Blow the whistle. Don't forget to play our Super 6 game as well. You can still play that. He's blown a whistle! When the whistle blows, 3 points for Manchester United. We had to beat bloody Fulham tonight. By hook or by crook. We had to win that game tonight, and we've certainly done it. It wasn't pretty, but it was satisfying. You know what? Big win for Man United. There's a lot to be improved. If you're Eric Ten Hag, if you're Sir Jim Radcliffe, there's a lot of work to be done. There ain't no two ways about it. But it's a big win for Manchester United. Right, we're going to go over to the match reaction. Make sure you do your player ratings. Mark every player out of 10. 6 being the average. Garnacho should have scored, but it don't matter. It doesn't actually matter because we won the game anyway. Manchester United winning 1-0 against Fulham. Get over to the match reaction. Don't forget to do the player ratings. Links in the description, and it's in the description of the match reaction. I'll see you over there in a minute. Loads to discuss.